Mhm. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna let you guys settle in for a moment and make your way into the space. Now we will get started.
Seeker of spiritual growth, join Marcus Christolight for a transformative throat chakra flow shop on August 24th at 4:44 p.m. EST. Dive deep into understanding your throat chakra. Learn about blockages, overactivations, and how they impact your life. In this free, donation-based session, you'll engage in reflective journaling to identify and release your own blocks. Plus, Marcus will guide you through a powerful throat chakra clearing meditation. Feel the liberation of true self-expression and clear communication. Don't miss this chance to empower your voice and speak your truth. Sign up now at sacredlight33.as.me or DM us directly for the room link. Your voice is your power. Let's amplify it together.
Join me, Marcus Christolight, Saturday the 24th at 4:44 p.m. Eastern for an online, free, donation-based throat chakra empowerment flow shop. We will learn about the throat chakra, how to identify blockages and overactivations, journal, as well as do a guided meditation. Free donation-based, you may sign up at sacredlight33.as.me or direct message me to get the link. Ashe.
Alrighty. So, welcome and thank you all that are tapped in or will be joining in at some other time and space. And yep, coming up this Saturday in 2 days, I will be hosting a free donation-based throat chakra empowerment workshop, and that will be online via StreamYard. And you guys can just direct message me if you would like the link, and I will gladly send that over to you. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive in to our focus today, the reason and intention why I created this live. And the main intention of why I created this live today is because I've been noticing in the world, and I've been noticing even within me through some triggers and other things, that there's a lot of things going on in this world and in our collective right now. And with all that's going on, it can cause a lot of disruption, a lot of distortion, as well as imbalances within our beings. And with that being said, I know there's been a lot of talks about, certain viruses, certain illnesses and disease. And let's just be honest, our society has been very much filled with a lot of disease and cancer for a good while now. So, with that being said, with my path of 10 years of holistic knowledge and self conscious practices, as well as holistic approaches to life, I wanted to come live and share my wisdom, share the knowledge that I've came across in my life that has been very helpful, very productive, and very healing or supportive for me in my human journey. And with that being said, I've never had any serious illness ever in my life. The worst thing I've ever had was a sinus infection. Um, Along with that, I'm just constantly able to move through and be a consistent energy force for those around me and in my life. So, with that being said, I know there's a lot going on in the world surrounding propaganda. I know there's a lot going on with fear. And I know there's a lot going on with a United States election coming up. And with that being said, there's seems to be some things going on that are causing either fear, division, separation, hate, or anything that is of what we call the negative polarity. And with that, we're seeing a lot of extremes in both the positive and negative polarities. And those extremes create conflict, create war, creates what can be like separation in our illusion as a collective. So today I wanted to talk about some ways that we can really be preventative in a holistic approach and in a conscious manner of how we can be accountable for our energy fields, as well as be preventative of really taking on any imbalances or disease within our being, thus helping us keep a healthy immune system through having a healthy mental body, having a healthy emotional body, having a healthy physical body, and then also having a healthy connection spiritually with our higher power or all that is. So I wanted to go ahead and show a clip about a good figure that I really resonate with when it comes to the teachings and the different things that are talked about through this being, and that is Bruce Lipton. And this is a very short video of him talking about the effects of fear on our immune system.
Yes. Dr. Minnie in the house. All right.
I appreciate that. It's a carnivore diet because of the meat. Honestly, you've really touched my heart.
The thing is, the fear is the biggest. The fear of everything is the biggest problem because stress hormones shut off the immune system. They shut it off to conserve energy to run away from that proverbial tiger that's chasing you. So it doesn't, you don't use your energy to kill bacteria when a lion is coming to eat you, so stress hormones are therapeutically used. They give patients that are going to receive a foreign organ, before the transplant, they give them stress hormones because that reduces the function of the immune system and prevents the immediate rejection of the foreign thing. So I say, so all you have to do is watch the news and be afraid and all that. And I said, now you immediately are shutting off your immune system, and now you're ripe for a bigger problem. And that's so the whole idea is what? It's the stress that causes it. Matter of fact, over 90% of illness on this planet is due to stress. Less than 1% of illness, disease is connected to genetics. Less.
Wow.
One.
Wow.
That 90% is already recognized to be the consequence of stress and diet, nutritional stress, emotional stress, environmental stress, all of those collectively are the source of the problem of health issues on this planet, not genes. That had such a minor role in this. Minor.
Why aren't we I mean, I know you're talking about this, but why don't more people know about this?
There's censorship of the media and censorship of the science, and if you don't offer the party line, then the government is shutting down people that offer any alternative opinion because they're on a mission.
Right.
And people like myself, but people I know that are even bigger names, are getting scrutiny and watched over and censored if they say anything that challenges I say conventional point of view, the corporate point of view. My bottom line is this: take care of your health.
Yes.
That means nutrition, supplements, exercise, and more importantly, consciousness. And I say, why? Because you could be one of the 80%, 90%.
Difficult horse, and I just had my hands on this horse very quietly, and somebody said, Linda, what are you doing? And I said, I'm releasing fear at the cellular level. And I have to tell you all, when I said that, I wanted to stick a cork in my mouth because nobody talked about cells in those years. It was before AIDS. I mean, we have become so aware, so much more aware of cell function because of AIDS. But so it really scared me that I said this. It was just an intuitive thing, and the way all this work has come through. I just listen. It's a God-given gift that I feel I give on, and so when she asked me that, and I opened my mouth and said it's releasing fear at the cellular level. For me, this is just divine information that comes through that we can all listen to. It's not special for me. If anybody can listen in this way. And so that evening I went home and I said, oh dear, my reputation is going to be ruined. Nobody's going to believe me because you just don't say things like that. So I called a friend of mine who was the first, she was a veterinarian, Dr. Alice DeGroot. She was the first woman acupuncturist for horses in the United States. And she knew me very well and knew this work. And I said, do you think it's possible for cells to hold fear? And she said, Linda, it's only in the Western world. This is not known. It's common knowledge in the Eastern world of Chinese medicine. And that really quieted me a little bit. But 15 years later, Dr. Candace Pert at the National Institute of Health did a big research project that actually her boss won a Nobel Prize nomination for her work. And she proved, she writes about it in a book called Molecules of Emotion, just proving that actually our cells hold the memory of trauma when it's traumatic, when an injury is traumatic. And it's through chemical connections. We just think it's in it, we feel it in our brain. But we need to release it. From my experience, we need to actually go to the body and release it. And I'll give you a really interesting example.
Alrighty. So those are just a couple of clips of Bruce Lipton and another lady talking about, well, number one, the immune system and how fear can actually deteriorate and destroy our immune system. And then number two, the lady was talking about how our cells on a cellular level can store and trap fear energy into their cellular memory. So when we think about this, and a lot of my teachings and a lot of things that you find me talking about on my lives and podcasts are about, the chakras as well as the light body and a bunch of other holistic and multidimensional approaches to ourself. And with that being said, this stuff is very much in accordance with each other. Your aura field, the way that your energy body's functioning, the way that your mental, emotional, and physical states are in harmony and are clear and are healed all contribute as well. So it's all really tied in together. The holistic and multidimensional approach of having a balanced and maintenance being as we journey through life. So what I'm going to show you here is the aura. So when you look at this aura here, you can see the 7 layers of the aura as well as the chakras. So this aura or this magnetic field of the human being, this is what governs our health and well-being as a human being. So every single one of us as human beings has this right here that makes up the basics and the foundation of our human avatar. Now, the finer details within the layers in the real living motion is unique to you in your DNA blueprint. So, as electromagnetic beings and our electromagnetic field, which is this aura and energy field that you see as a whole, radiating through and around the human being, is going to be accountable for the way our health and well being is. With this being said, the weaker, the more slowed down, the less vibrational this energy field as a whole is, then the more susceptible we will be to being consumed by the outside world, being consumed by illness, as well as the dis-ease throughout the being. Now, the more that this electromagnetic aura is functioning, is fluid, is firm, and higher vibrational, then the more your energy will be protected, the more your immune system will be stronger, and the more efficiently you'll be able to transmute and move through energy. So, with this being said, if our human being naturally radiates at a certain frequency, that is connected to the organic earth, then that means in order to have balance or neutrality and maintain non-illness, then we would want to be at our neutral frequency with the earth or ascend beyond that neutral frequency into a higher vibration. So with that being said, this is where our consumption comes in. What are we consuming into this aura or energy field? Now, when I say consuming, not just consuming on the sense of food and drink, but consuming into our whole entire energy field, whether it's through our environment, through the people, through the TV, through music. What is it that we are processing on a quantum energetic information level into our energy field? And what is the most constant that we are processing into our energy field? Now, is it acidic, negative polarity vibrations? Or is it more positive, uplifting, regenerative, and harmonious vibrations? Now, if we're constantly eating foods that are very low vibrational, that have very low vibrational frequencies due to its artificial synthetic nature, what this can do is it can begin to lower our vibration of our energy field. And with this lowering of our vibration in our energy field, we can start to see deterioration in our well-being. Now, depending on which chakra and which part of our being what we consume affects, we will start to then manifest and experience what blockages and overactivations can be like within those different dimensions of ourself called the chakras. What are the chakras? So I have a whole entire series about the light body and the chakras that you guys can watch on the YouTube channel if you would like, called Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, and the series is Light Body Awareness 101. But to shortly sum it up, the chakras are our gateway centers. They are the bridges, the portals that bridge different dimensions of light to be experienced through our physical human avatar. So without the chakras, we're not able to experience different dimensions of light and frequency and the octaves of the universe through our human vessel. So this is what the chakras are for us. And then the chakras are in front and behind our physical bodies, but they're energy, they're metaphysical. So we cannot see them with our physical eyes because they are of the fourth dimension. Now, these chakras, due to being in the front and the back of the physical body, they create a vortex, and that vortex goes through your body as energy. And then these vortexes create major glands and organs all throughout the body. So as you learn about each of the 7 chakras, you find out that each of the 7 occupy and govern different glands and organs of the body. What do the glands and organs of our body do? The glands and the organs of our body basically are the operation system to being able to make sure that the chemicals, fluids, and anything that needs to be processed throughout the body is able to do so and function properly. So now when we look at this diagram, I just want to remind us to keep in mind that this two-dimensional diagram, when we think about it, we got to kind of think about it from a living third-dimensional perspective, as in think of yourself and think of other people as this diagram, but living and moving and constantly in motion in real life, so to say. So that being said, this energy field is always in motion. It's always active. There's always things going on with it, and it's interacting with something. So as we become more conscious of ourselves, become more of self-masters, so to say, by realizing this and really embodying and integrating the knowledge of all this, we then start to become aware of where we are beginning to begin imbalances throughout our being, as well as where fear is coming from and where certain frequencies are affecting us. So last thing I want to touch on with this is that the chakras, they are in direct connection all at once to be able to affect and change your emotions, your mind, your physical body, as well as your spiritual connection. So when you do chakra work or when your chakras are being affected, they directly correlate to all those layers. All right. So I just wanted to show that with you guys, just to give you guys a nice visual aid of how the human body and how the human being functions on a basic level of being a multidimensional being. Welcome, Nature Wolf. Welcome in everybody else as well. Yeah, there's kind of a lot that I wanted to touch on, so I'm trying to not pack too much in at once, and also try not to feel like I'm missing anything. So appreciate all of you guys for being here, that are here. Let me know if you have questions or if you have any comments. Feel free to share. Another one of the reasons why I wanted to create this today was just really out of unconditional love and passion for us as the people and the beings of this earth. And just, I see what fear does. I see what propaganda does. I see what the inverted matrix programming does. And I just want to give the light. I want to give the knowledge to those that are ready to receive, and allow you guys to be able to just discern for yourself and integrate if you'd like, or discard whatever you'd like. But I just know there's more solutions than just going to a hospital or getting a vax and things like that. There's just so many other options out there that we've had for a really long time on this planet. And God and higher power, divine, whatever you'd like to say, created the earth with resources that are organic and natural for us. You cannot tell me that the creator would not create very healthy and natural resources for us. Just saying. All right. So now my next diagram I'm going to show you guys is some common ways that we can get pollution or get things that can be very imbalance creating in our energy field, or disease creating, I should say. And also, the reason why I'm touching on this with the immune system is due to the fact that part of the reason why our immune system functions well is due to the frequency and the vibration of our energy field and our electromagnetic field flowing through us. The more it's flowing through us, the more it's creating a firm foundation of conscious energy, which brings healing, regeneration, and constant growth to our being, as well as intellect and intelligence on an intuitive level. So when we have the energy field flowing through us properly, our electric system is flowing through us, which helps our nervous system, our cells. It helps stimulate the growth on our biological being. It helps allow our blood to flow properly. It helps our body to be able to regenerate in its tissues and muscles and things of that nature. So there's a lot that I can really touch on, and I'll definitely cover as much as I can, but maybe I'll come out with a part 2 as well. So what we have here is some common aura problems. So these are things that we can experience in our everyday life that can cause distortions, resistance, and illness within our aura field. And number 1, we have insufficient connection with the divine. So having a lack of spiritual connection, having a lack of a connection of something more powerful than your human self. Number 2, we have parasitic cords. So this deals with energy cords. Energy cords are cords of energy that we create with our light body due to where we focus our mental energy. The more we focus our mental energy somewhere, then we create a cord that attaches to that external thing. Whether it's a person, place, or thing, it all has an energy body, and then we connect a cord to that energy body. With that being said, if it's a parasitic cord, we can then siphon our energy out to that parasitic energy unconsciously, and then we can also receive through the cord parasitic energies unconsciously. And this is where cord cutting or cord clearing comes in. So next we have cracks on the aura's energy shield. So cracks, or holes as they say, can develop, or tears can develop due to traumatizing experiences, as well as having too many attachments, as well as having damage from self-infliction. And then through these cracks, lots of entities, vampiric energies, and other lower dimensional energies can then freely make their way into your energy field. So number 4, we have watchers. Watchers is the beings or energies or people that will watch you either close or from a distance. Got remote viewer watchers, people that pray for your downfall, people that are envious, things of that nature, that can cause problems with your energy field. So next we have chakra blocks. So blockages in the chakras, as I touched on just a moment ago. Blockages in your chakras can really be preventative to the current, the magnetism, and the strength of your energy field being able to circulate and flow through you properly. And if those chakras are blocked up, then we can experience the imbalances of each of those dimensions that the chakra connects us to, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Number 6, we have energy debris. So energy debris is if we take on energy through, say, like a Reiki session, and then that debris is in our energy field, and then we never cleanse it out properly. This is where spiritual hygiene is really big. Spiritual hygiene, as in cleansing your energy field, smudging after a session, or grounding your energy properly, things of that nature. And then lastly, we have insufficient grounding. So if we have a lack of proper grounding energetically to the planetary grid as a human being, this can cause a lot of imbalances in the nature of anxiety, depression. You can feel lost, confused. You can feel like you're not connected to abundance and you're scarce. And this can all cause different things like fear, pain, turmoil, and a lot of other things. So these are 7 great ways that we can become aware of how we can become toxic in our energy field, or that our energy field can become too acidic or too lower vibrational and create illness and disease throughout our being. So when you really think about all of this, think about your everyday life and the outside world and the type of things that are pushed through propaganda, the things that are pushed into the mainstream world of how we should live our life, or what we should look like and how we should be, and how all that kind of stuff can manifest and play effect to our energy fields in these different forms. So when you think about it, it's a multi-dimensional layering of what mind control, fear, and propaganda can do to our being, especially with the way that they have shaped the programming of our mainstream society. So becoming aware of all these, we then step into our solutions. The solutions of what do we do to be able to maintain a clean aura, clean energy field, and a healthy chakra system, thus helping support our cellular biological being, strengthening our immune system, and providing consciousness and intuitive intelligence to be able to flow through us more properly, more fluidly, giving us a backbone and back foundation of power and strength in the infinite eternal outlet of the source, to therefore be able to transmute, transcend, and alchemize any toxic and cancerous energies that comes into our energy field. Now, affirmations, the way you're speaking, as I'm speaking right now, actually does play effect and play key as well to your health and your immune system. Are you standing in your affirmity of power and strength and will and divine connection in your everyday life? Or are you allowing fear? Are you allowing propaganda, projections, and other things to stop you from being able to stand and express yourself freely and honestly and through unconditional love? So the more that we stay in fear, or we feel rejection or suppression, this can also become stored within our layers, energetically and biologically. And through that, it can cause density and stuff up our energy field from being able to circulate properly. This is another form of blocking our immune system, of blocking our transmutation abilities energetically is when we hold on to these fears, hold on to the self-consciousness or the self-sabotaging from stepping forward and sharing the light that is moving through us, sharing the energy that is needing to be expressed. Causing this density, it piles up, creates layers, quantumly and energetically in our being. And then those layers can cause a lot of friction, a lot of conflict, a lot of stagnation within our chakras from being able to flow. Ooh. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Kind of diving in today. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about solutions. Solutions to providing a strengthening and healthy well-being on our multidimensional layers, which ties into having a strong immune system. So as we explore the different types of categories I'm about to put here, we have mentally, then there'll be emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And I'm going to touch on some different strategies, different ways that we can create a healthy balance for each, creating prevention and support for our immune system. So mentally, you can do affirmations. One sec. Okay, so mentally, you have affirmations. Now, affirmations, the key with affirmations is consistency, repetition. Trying to be in repetition with your affirmations, build some type of consistency, and just know that if you don't do it days in a row, just keep in mind that, you can always start in that moment again. As in, even if, say, you forget, to start right in that moment when you remembered that you forgot, or do it later on that day, and then get in that motion again. No problem. Affirmations, for example, when it comes to your immune system, I could give you an example that would be like, I trust in my body's natural healing. I trust in the intelligence within my being. I trust that I am growing stronger and my immune system is great. Something like that, just continue to repeat that maybe 5 times and then do that daily or just as you feel, something like that. And what that does is it starts to restructure your perspective, starts to restructure your brain chemistry. And then that brain chemistry is connected to all in your body and it's connected to your neurological system, which is connected all throughout your body. And then it's connected to your cells as well. It's like a recalibration. So along with the affirmations, You also have journaling. Journaling as in journaling out anything that is stressing your mind, anything causing anxiety or depression in the mind, anything that is causing a lot of clutter and disruption in the mind. And the reason why clearing these things out and writing them in a journal can help with your immune system is because it can help relieve tension, it can help relieve stress, it can help relieve anxiety and depression and other things that are causing imbalances from being present in the moment. And then through that journaling and reflection, we're able to step into even more of a space of solution, clear vision, and seeing past and forward through that experience. So next we have subconscious reprogramming. So subconscious reprogramming, that's a really, that's a key one that you could really utilize in your everyday practices. So subconscious reprogramming, and I actually have I have some podcasts about subconscious reprogramming as well on my YouTube channel. But with subconscious reprogramming, dealing with the immune system and fear, our subconscious is a very innocent, it's a very receptive and neutral container. And the subconscious mind absorbs the information and the energies and the codes of what it is that we experience. So when we experience something through our conscious perspective, conscious perception, that then filters and stores into our subconscious container. And then that turns into a programming our human being. So the more that we are subconsciously absorbing and receiving something in repetition as a pattern, then we are being reprogrammed to that, the more that we absorb it. So if you're watching the news, if you're watching things that are very fear-provoking, very self-sabotaging, very limited mind-based, then that can unconsciously, subtly stay in the background of your subconscious programming. And then that can play within your subconscious mind in cycles, in patterns, causing disruption to our natural peace, our natural order, our inner stability. And if you remember what Bruce Lipton said about fear, what fear does to our immune system. Fear is a very easy way for our cells and our biological makeup to become very damaged, very vulnerable. Last thing I want to put for mentally is consider critical thinking about situation. So when I say consider critical thinking about situation, try to catch yourself in those moments where you're triggered or where you're mentally going off somewhere or you're feeling like you're giving way too much space in your mind for something that's overbearing. Consider if the way that you're thinking or the way that you're acting is out of fear or is out of a false sense. And yes, I know it's not always going to be easy to be able to catch yourself in those type of spaces, but this is just your reminder that you can, and that it is possible, and that I do believe in you. I actually trust in your abilities, and I think we're all very capable. So yeah, critically thinking about the situation, as in like, say you come across some fear mongering or someone being very aggressive and impressive about you needing to get a shot or needing to wear something or needing to abide by something that you just do not resonate with and does not align with your morals and values. But due to their fear within them, they're projecting that onto you, trying to unconsciously manipulate. In those type of moments, try to remember to consider critically thinking about the situation, critically thinking for yourself and your integrity before acting or deciding based off of an outside influence. Because what can happen is we can become so mesmerized by an outside influence that we can lose track of and forget the knowledge and truth that we knew within us. And then we lose sight of that, and when we give in to that external force, and then next thing we know, we find ourselves on a vibration field and path that we didn't really intend to be on. And now we have karmic energy and other things that we have now taken on unconsciously. So just critically thinking again, thinking about situations, about your actions, the thoughts that you're continuing to hold on to when it comes to certain things going on that are going to be life-changing for you. If you really should consider the outside influence as true, or your belief system, or if you should hold integrity to your belief system and your truth, rather than take on the belief of the outside influence. My biggest example right now is I don't care what any outlet or anybody says about the Mpox or anything else. I'm going to continue to stay self-reliant and take action, take accountability, and daily do the things to make sure my health and well-being is proper, is functioning, is strong. And through that trust of keeping clear my connection to my light body, to my higher self, to source energy, keeping myself functioning and cleansed to be able to have that deep connection and clear connection, I then can move through faith and demonstrate faith because I'm in alignment and action with health and prosperity, harmony and abundance. Alrighty, So next we have emotionally. All right, so I'm gonna give you a few examples of how we can emotionally bring balance, good health, and well-being to the emotional body of ourselves. So first we have allowing ourselves to process. Allowing ourselves to process. This is, not not stuffing your emotions, not resisting them, shaming them, guilting your emotions. Just allowing your emotions to happen, allowing yourself to feel them and sit through them, and allowing yourself to get the process flowing. The more resistance we hold with our emotions, the more that we stuff and store our emotions, it creates density of energy. And the same thing applies, as we stated earlier, with what happens if we absorb density, and then that density turns into layers. All right, so next on emotionally, I want to go ahead and say community support. Now, when I say community, I mean basically anything outside of yourself. Bringing support to you in your life. Having healthy relationships, having healthy community support that is able to level with you, be on the same page, that is able to consciously connect with you, is definitely a great way of being able to have a healthy emotional state, to have a strong immune system as well. So next for emotionally, we have therapeutic spaces. So this could be your traditional professional therapeutic spaces. This could be holistic spaces, workshops, whatever it may be for you, where you can have a therapeutic-like space to be able to process your emotions, to have someone hold space for you, or you're able to hold space for someone else. This is another good way of having a healthy emotional state to be able to keep your immunity strong. Next, I'm actually going to go ahead and say food. So, eating foods that support healthy emotions. And you'll notice too how foods affect your emotions. Check in and tap in when you're eating next. How is that food really making you feel? And how is it making you feel after a period of time? as in, how is that coffee feeling when you crash? Or how is that candy feeling after a little bit of time? Like, how is that really feeling on you? Could be good in that very moment when you're eating that taste and those things of that nature. But what I notice is when I eat alkaline, when I eat clean, healthy foods, full of vibrancy in life, I typically have very uplifted, very flowing, and very light emotions. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and move on to physically. Okay, so physically, some ways that we can strengthen our immune system is definitely exercise. Exercise will help strengthen our immune system because we will release toxins as well as other buildup and blockages. And then we will also strengthen and activate parts of our immune system. Physically, you also have essential oils. There are essential oils that you can utilize to help strengthen your immune system. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up for you guys so you can see. Okay, so essential oils that are immune boosting. Lavender is good for relaxation and bringing out clearing. Lemon is antibacterial and energizing. Eucalyptus is antiviral and respiratory. Peppermint is antifungal and digestive. Tea tree is gentle and antimicrobial. Oregano is potent and antiseptic. Rosemary helps with the respiratory and glutathione. So Nioli is parasite fighting and immunostimulating as well. So those are some examples of essential oils that you guys can also utilize in your everyday holistic approach to strengthen your immune system. Along with physical, we can also go ahead and say yoga. Now, you can say that's under exercise, but I like to give yoga its own space because yoga is excellent on so many levels, and it covers really all of our multidimensional layers. Yoga is a great way for being able to release any stored energies within the body, as well as able to bring balance and restoration to our energy field, as well as push out anything that we may be mentally holding on to, while also bringing in support and healing and healthiness through the breath. There's many more benefits as well when it comes to yoga. So next we have salt baths. Salt baths are a great tool to use for the immune system, as salt baths, depending upon what type of salts you use, can help pull out any toxins. It can help clear out any blockages. It can bring relief and harmonization and grounding to the body as well. And with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and put grounding as the next for physically. The reason why grounding can physically help our immune system is because when we are grounding with our bare feet on the earth, so to say, through our feet into the earth, it is scientifically proven that we release inflammation, we release toxins, and we release other tension and energy storing properties within our human being through having bare feet on the earth, called earthing or grounding. Now you can get grounding mats as well, and these have similar benefits. Grounding is also great for inflammation reduction, as well as all these other physical strategies we have here. Inflammation is another big thing and big component to weakening our immune system, because the inflammation creates clogs in our electromagnetic field, in our light body, in our physical body as well. Next to grounding, I'm just going to go ahead and put nature as well, or under I'll just put nature. Getting ourselves in alignment with nature as much as we can. Then I'm also going to go ahead and put food under physical as well, for obvious reasons, and we kind of already touched on it. So just keep in mind as well that the frequency of the food that you're eating, as well as the toxins and the things that are put within that, it is causing a chemistry effect on your being of some sort, especially the more that you're doing it. And then I'm also under mentally going to put releasing fear. And then under emotionally, I'm going to put not giving into fear. As fear, as we talked about, weakens the state of our being. So I'll probably end up doing a part 2 sometime this weekend. In that part 2, I'll go in depth with different foods and what those foods do for us, as well as different supplements that you can take. So I'll put supplements on here as well, as there are many supplements and herbs that you can take. Some of those being elderberry, royal bee pollen, as well as some other things, garlic. There's so many things out there that can be supportive and helpful. Just give me one moment. Okay. Our last category is spiritually. All right, so what are some strategies or ways that we can spiritually strengthen our immune system? Number 1 is through conscious prayer. When I say conscious prayer, I'm saying not prayer out of fear, but prayer out of power, prayer out of trust, faith, and knowing of what you're praying to and what you're praying to is capable of and will do for you and with you. And knowing that connection as one with you and within you. That type of conscious prayer. That kind of conscious prayer, we all know the type of miracles and the alchemical magic that can take place, especially through trust to that prayer. That brings us to trust. Trust and embodying faith. Embodying faith is so big, and having a strong immune system and not giving in to fear. When we're embodying faith, we don't need to have attachments to the world. We can be in the world but not of it. We don't need to feel like a virus or a illness is something bigger than us, or something to fear, or something that we cannot prevent, or something that we cannot transmute and overcome. Because we remember and acknowledge that we are the I am, connected to the source, to all that is, in this embodiment, experiencing as a human. And we are able to tell ourselves, we are able to guide our energy and allow consciousness to flow through us and heal us at any moment, as much as we're allowed to surrender due to our own consent of our being. Embodying faith that I have a divine connection that is connected to me and is within me, and I'm allowing it to be able to clearly flow through me by activating my chakras, by doing these different practices and strategies daily. I allow the flow of divine light, healing energy, and Reiki to flow through me every day and all day. If I come across an illness or imbalance, I can transmute it. I can clear it. I can recalibrate. That type of mentality goes a long way. Embodying and truly acting in faith. Not giving into fear and embodying fear, but embodying faith. Next, spiritually, I want to put meditation. So using meditation, there's so many different ways you can use meditation. You can use meditation for immune boosting through frequencies. You can use breathwork meditations. You can do mental visualization meditations. You can do interacting body scanning meditations. These are all different type of meditations and beautiful strategies you can use spiritually to be able to boost your immune system and clear out anything that is resisting. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and put ancestral practices or ancestral ceremonies. There are many different traditions, cultures, ancestral ceremonies, and practices that we can utilize spiritually to be able to release of any toxins, any demonic or lower forces that are causing illness and imbalances, and anything else that could be resisting our balance. There are a lot of different ceremonies, whether it's plant medicine, energy ceremonies, elemental, and much more. So these are all some examples mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually that we can use in our everyday life at really no cost or little cost to be able to bring support to a healthy well-being and have a strong immune system as we navigate through this world and through this human journey. And I just want you to know that I am here with you guys. And I will continue to be here on the forefront, giving us these reminders of the tools, the conscious ways of life, holistically, that we have in the hands of ourself, using the power within us and natural and organic things that were created by the divine to be supportive, healing, and empowering for us. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is priceless, free, or very affordable and cheap to do. And just, you can use this list anytime. You can print it off if you want, screenshot it, save it to your phone, share it with family members, put it on your desk, share it with people at work, community, anybody that you feel. You can even add to the list. Feel free to comment if there's anything that you would like to add to any of these sections, mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual. I'd love to see what you guys have, because I know we all have some wonderful tools and wisdom and knowledge to share. And if you would like to be a guest on the next part of this live, or you'd like to hop on and start another live, talk about this, talk about other things to empower and give us the awareness of what we can do to be healthy and well, feel free to reach out and let me know, because I'd love to share the space with you. So I hope this was helpful. I trust within my being that I was able to deliver some very valuable content today. And I'm going to continue to come back to this. So I'll be back this weekend for part 2 as I dive deeper into specific herbs, supplements, different foods, and other things that we can utilize to be able to specifically address certain things within our being. I love you guys. Please do not allow the propaganda to divide you, to separate you, to put you in fear, to keep you from living your passions, living your life, and being the happy and loving person that you truly are for yourself, your neighbors, community, family, and anybody in this living existence. I really know we can do this in a beautiful, conscious, and loving way moving forward. Even with the election coming up, even with who we want to believe is better, I just really know we can allow ourselves to draw the line and know that we don't have to give in to the divide. We don't have to give in to propaganda. We know how to take care of ourselves. We truly do. And it may just require a little bit of shifting and a little bit of tweaking in our daily life. Again, reach out if you have any questions. I am Marcus Christolight, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, Reiki practitioner, crystal healer, as well as intuitive reader, psychic medium, life coach, inner child healer, subconscious reprogram guide, as well as chakra teacher. I'm also a podcast host, show producer, and I hold community spaces. I have an online community as well, and I also host retreats and I'm part of festivals. If you'd like to welcome me into any of that you guys have to offer, as in retreats, festivals, you want someone that can do some guided meditations or share some knowledge about chakras, subconscious reprogramming, just reach out and let me know. I would love to come out. I love traveling, and I love sharing gifts of knowledge and wisdom for us. Hello, Yvonne. Good to see you, Divine Sister. I'm actually hopping off at this moment. Feel free to watch the replay. It's also on YouTube as well, so you guys can check this out on YouTube, watch it on Instagram, or you can watch it on Facebook as well. Like I said, feel free to drop comments about ways that you like to support your mind, body, emotions, or spirit to have a healthy immune system And if you have any questions, reach out. I love you guys. Wholeness and balanced love. I'll see you tomorrow, 11:11 a.m. Eastern, for Rising with Ra, Heart Chakra.